All right, let's take a look at some CD rates. So again, we have that big formula you can use, or sometimes they'll give us the chart, which is always nice. Okay, so here's Philip Noble. He can invest $5,000 in a 1-year CD at 5% compounded monthly, or a 1-year CD compounded daily. Determine the amount at maturity of each investment. What is the difference in the amounts? Okay, so he has two options here. So let's start with option number 1. Option number 1 was 5% compounded monthly. Okay, he's investing $5,000, but what we'd want to do is take the 5% compounded monthly and find that in our chart here. So here's 5%. Then we want to go over to monthly, which is the middle column. So where monthly and 5% meet, that's our number we're going to use. And we're just going to take the amount he's investing, $5,000, times that number, 1.061163. When we do, we get $5,305.82. Okay, so that's the maturity value if he goes with option 1. Option 2 was a 1-year CD that's compounded daily. Okay, so again, it's at 5%, but this time it's compounded daily, which is 365 times during the year. So again, we go down to 5%, and then we want to go where it meets daily. So daily was the first column. So here is our number. We're going to take the amount he invested, $5,000, times the number there in the chart, which was 1.061267. Okay, when we do that, we get $5,306 and 30, it's 0.335. We would round that to 0.34. Okay, so those are the two values, maturity values, depending on which option. And they want to know what's the difference in the amounts. Well, we just subtract the two. So we take the larger one minus the smaller one, and that will tell us the difference in what he would make depending on which one he chose. Okay, and it looks like it's not a big difference because all we get is 0.52. So there's only a difference of 52 cents if he chooses option 2 instead of option 1. All right, here's Denise Smithson. She invested $5,000 for 1 year in a CD that earns 6% compounded monthly. What is the interest earned during the year? Hint, use the appropriate formula. Looky there, it's right here. So again, we're going to use this formula where the amount in the account at the end, or the maturity value, is the principal times 1 plus the rate per period to the n power. That's the total number of periods you go through. Let's put our information in. A is what we're trying to find. P, the principal amount invested, was $5,000 times 1 plus, we need our R, and remember R over here is the annual interest rate of 6%. You move the decimal 2 places to the left, divided by the number of times it's compounded. Now this is compounded monthly. There are 12 months in a year, so it's compounded 12 times. And then raised to the n power is what we're supposed to have here. That is the total number of times it's compounded. It was compounded monthly, and it was invested for just 1 year. So it was only compounded 12 times, 1 year times 12 times a year. Let's simplify a little bit. So the first thing we have to do is do the 0.06 divided by 12. That gives us 0.005. Here, 1 times 12 is just 12. Go ahead and add the 1 and the 0.005, and we have 1.005 to the 12th power. Okay, next we need to do our exponent. So we'll do our exponent and then we'll multiply. I'm going to pull the calculator up again. We're going to go through the keystrokes that you use to do that. Okay, so again, the first thing we want to do is put the number in parentheses in there. So 1.005. We want to raise it to the 12th power. So we push this little power button, X to the Y, and then push the number 1 to 12 and push equals. Okay, that gives us 1.0616, a number that goes on very long. Just leave that in your calculator because then the next thing we need to do is go ahead and multiply by 5,000. Okay, so we leave that number in our calculator and just go times 5,000. We get $5,308.39. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that value down. Was $5,308.39. Again, what is the A, the amount? That's the amount in the account when it's done, when it's reached maturity. We want to know what is the interest earned. So to find the interest earned, you take the amount you have in the end, $5,308.39, and subtract from that the original amount you put in, because whatever change, whatever you increase by, that's your interest. So we just subtract 5,000, that was the original amount we invested, and we get $308.39 is the amount of interest that was earned.